Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm fucking back. And you could tell that on the top of the screen, we got the logos in. And I got another surprise for y'all in a few. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're tuning in on YouTube, that's what's up. Now, if you're tuning in on Twitch, nang yeah, we live on Twitch with it, chat. So with that being said, I should say, I'm ready to have a ball today, cuz you see what I'm rocking, so you already know what the type of vibes we doing tonight. We got to get right, chat. We got to get right, chat. No cap. What up? What up? What up? Shout out to RJ, cuz. About to get crazy. About to get crazy. Hell yeah. I'm going to let the song play, chat. Shout out to Cardi. Shout out to the Cardi. YVO. Started from the bottom. Hey, Hartel. Looking in his eyes. I expect to fail. Woo! Shout out to RJ in the chat, guys. She don't know how I feel. What he say? What he say, chat? What he say, Card? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go. I'm going to stop that for right now. I appreciate everybody tuning in so far, but you already know the vibes. Welcome to another edition of What the Hell is Happening Sports. It's your boy, the one and only NERO, and I'm back with it, man. I'm back with it. A weekend recap in Boston. We got the highs, we got some lows, and we got some highs again this past weekend. I tell you, man, solid weekend, solid weekend. You already know the vibes. If you tune in, like up the video, subscribe. Tell the people what's up. I appreciate RJ for tuning in so far. But we about to get active. Yeah, like I said, chat. We live on YouTube and we live on Twitch. You know what I'm saying? I've had Twitch. I think I actually did a stream on Twitch. No, I did actually. I'm bugging. I did a stream on Twitch. Excuse me. I did a stream on Twitch when I first started What the Hell is Happening Sports, right? I did it with my boy Elijah. Shout out to All TV. Shout out to Elijah. He's part of this too. I know you haven't seen him in a minute on camera, but you tend to see him in the comments. You also tend to see him when he does call in. You feel me? So Twitch was, we did do a Twitch stream. I don't know if the stream is actually still on Twitch because I haven't checked, but I literally forgot. And also, if you haven't tuned into the Bay State Media's page, they started doing it on Twitch too. So I was like, no bullshit. I think I can stream on Twitch, and sure enough, I can. So my account's still smooth. I forgot I had it. So you feel me? So like, yeah, we're trying to get some more eyes and whatnot. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. But yeah, mainly it's on YouTube, but now it's on Twitch. So if you catch me on Twitch, if you somehow find me, I'm streaming right now. Come in the chat and say what's up. But for the regular YouTube peoples, say what's up. Say what's up. You see how RJ said what's up in the chat? Say what's up. Let me know you tuning in. As you can see, I'm rocking. I got the YVL hat. Shout out to Playboy Cardi. I finally got the hat. It took like 6 months. That bitch ass nigga took forever to send me the hat. Try to support a nigga. You feel me? Like, but I'm just playing chat. But yeah, I had a cop of YVL hat for the one time. I like the colors. I mess with the colors, the Atlanta's colorway, the Atlanta Braves. So, yeah, I wanted the cop for the one time. And also at the same time, it's the Atlanta Braves colorways, but it's also some with the Red Sox colorways. I mean, navy, the red. You feel me? So, like, something different, chat. You know the vibe. So, but yeah, chat, weekend recap. We're going to do it with Bo. Say what's up to Bo. Bo, say hi to the people. He a little bit of he's something else. But, yeah, the Patriots are still rolling. Appreciate it. Hell yeah. You already know. He said the hat's definitely nice. Shout out to RJ. Hell yeah, man. Pats are still rolling, like I said. Celtics had an up and down weekend, but it finished with an up, so that's smooth. And then at the end, might as well talk real quick about BC football. I'm not going to get too much into it. I'll save my rant for that at the end of the week. But overall, Can't complain. Can't complain. I know I don't really talk much about the Bruins, but the Bruins have won 6 straight. You know what I'm saying? So that will be, I'll talk more about that, if I got Amari on here or whatnot, because he's more of the Bruins guy. But regardless, shit, can't go wrong with some Boston sports. Can't go wrong with some Boston sports at all. But Pats and Celtics for right now, at least for us that we focus on, that what the hell is happening sports focuses on. Yeah, they're doing smooth. They're doing smooth. You feel me? So, hell yeah, chat. I'm about to get into the Patriots. I'm going to start out with the Patriots, and I'm going to go float to the Celtics, and then real quick on BC. But this is going to be a very quick live. I'm not going to go too crazy on it for today because Monday Night Football is still going on and whatnot. So, yeah, what I'm saying. And I will keep y'all updated about Monday Night Football too. I know currently right now, just looking at the score, I got to check on Sleeper because I ain't too focused on that shit right now. But it looks like right now it is still a 0-0 game. It's the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Green Bay Packers in Green Bay. It's 42 seconds left in the first half. It's a 0-0 game. So fairly no scoring at all. But again, it's still football. It's like RJ said. Shout out to RJ. It's a snooze fest. Literally, it's a snooze fest. Yeah, the notable play so far, Jalen Hurts, when the Eagles did have the ball in the first quarter, they were driving down the field and he did fumble. So that's why it's still a 0-0 game. And Jordan Love did take a not a nasty sack, but he took a big hit from Jalen Hunt. So early on in the game too. So yeah, let's see what happens in the second half. But we ain't focused on the fucking Eagles or the Packers. Sorry, Ant, and sorry to the Packers fans. We're focused on the Pats right now. No bullshit. And with that being said, let's get into the New England Patriots, guys. The New England Patriots. Patriots, excuse me. I couldn't even talk. Oh, he said the Packers might score here? All right, word. Let me know, RJ, let me know in the chat if the Packers do score. Let me know in the chat. Word. So let's start out with the Pats. Oh, and by the way, chat, you see it. You know, if you know the logo already, I got the logo behind me. Man. So real quick, I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove myself for 1 second to show y'all the logo. But we got the logo back there. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, chat. But yeah, chat. All right, the Patriots. Well, 7 straight wins for the Pats. 28-23 final in Tampa Bay. The Patriots managed to win the Tom Brady Bowl. Clap it up. Clap it up. Shout out to Tom Brady, guys. Shout out to Tom Brady. But it's still fuck the Raiders. I'll tell you that, guys. Still fuck the Raiders. You feel me? But shout out to Tom Brady. Shout out to Fox. The game was on CBS, but hey, Tom Brady tuned in. I know he did before his game in LA. I mean, in San Fran, excuse me. But yeah, chat, 28-23 final. Pats did what they had to do. I'm going to start with the Bucks because they lost. Like I always say, we start with the losing team first, and then we go to the winners. So in this case, the Buccaneers did lose. All in all, though, it was a pretty tight game. I'm not going to lie. It was a tight game. It was one of those games where, in the past, the Pats easily should have been able to lose this game. But having Drake May as your quarterback now, having Mike Bravo as head coach, and quite frankly, the veterans that they have on this team now is the reason why this team has won 7 straight. So I tell you, man, it's the new era now, but the new era so far is off to a hot start. There's more to go. 7 straight really don't mean shit unless, because we're still midway through the year. Let's see what happens by week 18 after the Miami Dolphins game. But so far, they're on a hot streak. Shout out to the Pats. Baker Mayfield. He went 28-43, 273 yards, 65% completion percentage, and 3 touchdowns. Typical Baker Mayfield. Almost called the nigga Drake May. I got to chill, guys. Typical Baker Mayfield numbers. Baker Mayfield, he's a you could throw him into the MVP candidacy. Like he's been great the last few years, ever since he got to Tampa Bay. As Tom Brady's successor. But yeah, this kid right here, he's in his own way, he's him. Real shit. He kept his team in the game. He didn't make any mistakes on the interception wise and whatnot. But overall, he played great, and he threw for almost 300 yards. He did what he had to do. Ultimately, the Bucs just came up short. Rushing wise, the Patriots did give up their first 50-yard runner of the season. They did. Well, over 50-yard runner, I should say. Sean Tucker managed to have 53 yards on the ground. That ends the streak of 9 games to start the year that the Patriots did not allow a over 50-yard runner for a running back. So, yeah, he finished the game with 53 yards on the ground. Rachaad White had 38. And Johnson and Shepard each had 11 yards as well. Yeah, so overall, I mean, rushing wise, the team had the Bucs had 113 yards on the ground. It's that right there. At least nobody scored. You're going to have games where you're going to give up a good amount of yards. They didn't give up 150, 200. They managed to hold them. It was just a couple big runs, like it says right here with Sean Tucker. He had an 18-yard run right there, and that's what put him over. But that was the only real big run for a running back wise that really, helped the ground game. But 113 on the ground is solid. Panthers probably still averaging, I want to say 80, 85 yards on the ground that they're giving up for the rushing attack. So it's still solid. They held them in check. For receivers, Emeka Egbuka, he's had a strong rookie year, and he showed it Sunday. 115 yards on 6 grabs and a touchdown. He actually scored the first touchdown of the game on the opening drive. He's had a great rookie year. It kind of was a little bit quiet the last few weeks, but now with a touchdown, hopefully he should get back on track. Cade Otton, 9 catches for 82 yards. Tez Johnson, the brother of Bo Nix, actually, if y'all didn't know. He's the adopted brother. 4 catches for 42 yards and 2 touchdowns. So the rookies for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did something on Sunday too. They did what they had to do in order to try to get the Buccaneers a win. Sterling Shepard, 3 catches for 20 yards, and Rachaad White, 5 catches for 16. And then when it comes to the defense, Tyke Smith, 8 total tackles, a tackle for loss, a pass deflection, and an interception. I like him a lot. I know he came. It's his, I believe, his 3rd year in the league, either 3rd or 2nd year, I want to say. But regardless, this kid, I like this kid a lot. I like the he's a safety if y'all didn't know, but I like him and Antoine Winfield in the back end. He's still young. He's only going to grow, but this kid is tough. I like him, and he managed to have an interception in the end zone on Drake May, so that's always tough too. Lavonte David, he had 6 total tackles. The elders man, Lavonte David, he's still doing what he got to do in the linebacker unit for the Bucs. I tell you, man, he's had a hell of a career. Anthony Nelson finished with 6 tackles. Zion McCollum with 5. Jamel Dean had 4. Roberts also had 2 tackles and a sack as well. So I will say the offensive line for the Patriots yesterday, they did well holding a lot of these guys in check. Yaya Diaby wasn't really a factor. Vita Vea in the pass rush wasn't really a factor, but Vita Vea was still a factor in the run game. And now mentioning it, Vita Vea, he only had 2 tackles, but I tell you, man, Vita Vea, he was a force in the middle when it came to running the ball. So the Pats had a tough time running the ball up the middle, truthfully. So, they managed to get one. The Pats managed to get one, man, against this a tough Tampa Bay team. So good for them. You feel me? But now let's get on to these Pats stats. No bullshit. When it comes to Drake May, though, Drake May finished 16 of 31 for 270 yards, excuse me. Only a 51.6 per completion percentage, so almost 52%. He did have 2 touchdowns and he did throw the pick, like I mentioned. He was sacked once. But obviously with a 51.6 completion percentage, he didn't hit the 70% mark. Last week, I know it was 65%, I want to say. So that's a couple weeks where he didn't hit 70. He still has a 71.1% completion percentage on the year. But a defense like this, I know last week they saw the Falcons defense and they're a stingy defense. But this defense with the veterans that they have, like I mentioned, Lavonte David, Antoine Winfield, Vita Vea, Jamel Dean, you feel me? Like, this is no slouch of a defense. This was arguably, I know the Falcons were tough last week, but this probably was the toughest defense that they faced. Real shit. And the offensive line held the defensive line in check. They only gave up 1 sack. And Drake May, yeah, he had a turnover in the fourth quarter to Tyke Smith. Overall, he really didn't fare bad. He didn't fare bad at all. There were plays where there were some deflections on his balls, and at the start of the game, it was raining. So that also plays intact to his completion percentage. But, he got the win, and for the most part, he fared well. So, I wouldn't be too worried about that stat line right there, chat, if you guys are. The rushing attack. The main story of this game yesterday for the Patriots was the youth. The rookies played a big part. We'll get to the first rookie right now. We'll get to the second rookie right after. But yesterday was the coming out party for TreVeyon Henderson. TreVeyon Henderson, 14 carries, 147 yards, and 2 touchdowns. If you look at that right there, that's 10.5 yards per carry. His longest was 69 yards. He scored on a 55-yarder to start the third quarter and a 69-yarder to end the game, to put the game away. TreVeyon Henderson, welcome to the NFL. Clap it up for TreVeyon Henderson, chat. Clap it up for TreVeyon Henderson. Shout out to the chat. I ain't looking at the comments right now, but I'm going to look in a second. Shout out to the chat, though. Drake May, 7 carries for 13 yards. Terrell Jennings, 4 for 5. Terrell Jennings did get hurt. He did bang up his knee. He was out for the game during the first quarter, so that's something to monitor coming up on Thursday night. Deontay Johnson got his first carry as a Patriot, 1 carry for 1 yard, and Demario Douglas had a carry for no yards. But regardless, right there, the Pats as a team, 166 yards on the ground, led by TreVeyon Henderson. TreVeyon Henderson, I will say, like I said, it was his coming out party, but the way how he was utilized yesterday, right? And I will pull up the highlights once we're done with the stats. I will pull up the highlights. The way he was used yesterday, especially going to the outside, that right there is how TreVeyon Henderson needs. Excuse me, chat. My fault. I hit the mic. He needs to be used, and he's been used like that the last couple weeks. He has, especially against the Browns and a little bit against the Falcons. But this is a guy who's a much better outside runner, truthfully. You can run him up the middle. You can. Don't get me wrong. He can run in between the tackles, in between the guards. He can, but he's more effective going towards the outside and finding open space. Because the highlights that we'll pull up after the when we get through the stats, you're gonna look at it and you're gonna be like, shit, this guy. You feel me? If he's doing this now, imagine what he's gonna be able to do in the long run. Because you put him in open space, chat, he's hard to catch. If you saw him in the preseason with his kick return touchdown, he was gone. He was gone at the 50-yard. No, not even the 50-yard line. Probably at the 30, 40-yard line, when he got by everybody, he was not able to be caught. So if this kid if they can run sweeps to him, give him tosses, give him, if you want to motion him and give him a sweep like that, like, you can be able to use him like that. It's simple. It's TreVeyon Henderson. The kid has speed. You saw it at Ohio State. You saw it in the preseason. And you saw it yesterday. This is a kid right here that is a true difference maker, and it began yesterday, and I'm really excited to see how it goes by the end of the year. Naturally, it was a slow start by him. There was times he wasn't getting the ball. There was times he wasn't seeing the field. But now with Ramondre Stevenson hurt, now with Terrell Jennings being banged up, now this is an opportunity for Josh McDaniels and company to utilize him as your number one guy, because that's what he was drafted for. He was drafted to be your number one guy. I get he has the intangibles as the James Whites, as the Danny Woodheads, as the Dion Lewis. He does. He has that in his game. But this kid can do so much more. This kid can carry the ball 20 times a game. He can. So I tell you, man, this I like the game that he had yesterday, and it's only the beginning. But I tell you, man, this kid, I think in this second half of the year, we're 10 games in. Watch for this kid in the last 7 games. He has 3 touchdowns on the year so far. I can honestly see him probably scoring at least 4 more touchdowns. At least. If he can, I think he can finish off the year with 7 touchdowns. Now, I don't know if that's going to be, 4 touchdowns just rushing. It might be also receiving. But I honestly can see him scoring 4 more to finish off the year with 7. I can. He won't. I don't think he'll get to 1,000 yards. I really don't. He's not really close to sniffing that. But I mean, if he could end the year with 500-600 yards on the ground, hey, that's solid for a rookie year. That's solid in this system where rookies at running back, especially tend to have more of a gap year, just like the James Whites. Yeah, I mean, shit. This should be something. I mean, he could very well somewhat get a little bit closer to Sony Michel numbers. Not to say he's gonna, get closer without be at 1,000 yards or close to 1,000 yards. But like I said, like if he can get close to 600 yards, shit, that I'd be happy. I'd be happy for the kid. You feel me? But let's move on to the receivers. So the leading receiver yesterday was Mack Wilson, 106 yards on 6 grabs. He had his best game as a Pat. He had a long of 54. It was a nice catch. It was actually on the same drive that Drake made through his pick. But regardless, Mac Hollins, he's a field stretcher. He was finally used for that yesterday, especially in the long game. He's had a couple nice balls, nice catches thrown to him so far this year that he's caught for good games, or I think over like 15, 20 yards. But yeah, this catch right here that he had yesterday, the 54-yarder, it was great. So hopefully that's more implemented as the season goes on. Like I mentioned, the other rookie that stood out, Kyle Williams, on his only catch of the day, he went 72 yards for his first career touchdown in the first quarter. It was a beautiful play, and his speed showed it. We're going to show the highlight of that, too, after we get to the stats. This kid has blazing speed. He has, you know what? Maybe I might take it off the blazing speed, but this kid has speed that, as he continues to develop, this kid's going to stretch the field very well for the Pats. So I love it. I love it. I was going to say I like it. I love what he showed yesterday, even though it was only one catch. Mr. Kyle Williams, welcome to the NFL. Stephon Diggs, 5 catches, 46 yards, and a touchdown. He had a long of 19. His touchdown that he had on the goal line, I will show that also. Man, it was Stephon Diggs-esque. Great touchdown. Man, I tell you, I'm so happy we have Diggs. Veteran receiver. The young guys look up to him. He's not showing himself to be the diva at the moment, but hey, you can't go wrong with Diggs right now. So shout out to Stephon Diggs. Demario Douglas, 2 catches, 34 yards. Hunter Henry was quiet, only 1 catch for 9 yards. And then Travion Henderson did have a 3-yard catch as well. Austin Hooper did not have a catch yesterday, which was kind of surprising. I thought he did. For the defense, though, Jack Gibbons led the team in tackles. 10 total tackles, a tackle for loss, and a pass deflection. Christian Gonzalez had a busy day. He had 9 tackles total and a pass deflection. Robert Spillane, 9 total tackles, a tackle for loss, and a pass deflection. For Robert Spillane's 9 tackles, only one of them was a solo. So he had 8 assist tackles. So, he was there to help out on numerous occasions. Woodson, the safety, Craig Woodson. I didn't almost forget his name, but I blanked out for a second. My fault, chat. Craig Woodson, 8 total tackles and 2 pass deflections. I will say real quick on him, Craig Wilson, he's had a solid rookie year. There's been some bumps and bruises. You feel me? There's been some highs and lows. He's still learning to be an NFL pro, but I like this kid a lot. This kid is rangy. Hey, all this kid needs to do is get his hands on the ball for a pick because I like him a lot. 4th round pick for a 4th round pick to be starting and playing high level snaps. Can't go wrong with that. Shout out to Craig Woodson. Jalen Hawkins, 6 total tackles and a tackle for a loss. Marcus Jones with 4. Milton Williams with 4 and a tackle for a loss. And Kaylavon Chasen did have only 1 tackle, which went for a tackle for a loss because obviously that was a sack. Shout out to Kaylavon Chasen. He went crazy. He, added another sack, 6.5 on the year. Can't go wrong with that, chat. Can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with that. Now before I get to the little highlights I'm about to show, I appreciate everybody in the chat. Shout out to RJ. He said, honestly, the Pats could finish out the year without another loss. Facts. Like, I don't, if they were to lose another game, it happens. It's the NFL. I'd rather them lose another game heading into a playoff push because that way, at least the highs of winning, but you also know the lows of losing to help you better, to make you a better team. But quite frankly, how the schedule looks right now, I really wouldn't be surprised they don't lose another game. Real shit. I think the way how their team is built offensively and even defensively, defensive league, is a bend no break defense. I really think that, they really could pull off not losing another game. If they were to if they manage to go 15-2, because they're 8-2 right now. So if they win 7 more games, right? And they've already won 7 games. If the Pats manage to have a 14-game winning streak, oh man. Man, oh man. Like that would be crazy. That's something right there that all of us in this chat wouldn't have pictured this year. But it's like, damn. A 15 from 3-14 the year before to 15-2. Shit. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if it were to happen, you're definitely gonna see, a guy like Thomas Brown, the tight ends coach. He may end up getting an NFL head coaching job, because he's been a head coach already. He's coached in he was an interim in Carolina a couple years ago. He was an interim in Chicago last year. Somebody could get an NFL coaching job next year for the Pats, and I think it's going to be Thomas Brown. That's if they go on this streak. Regardless, I still think he'll be an NFL, a head coach next year. I do. But I tell you, man, like that right there, it would be fucking, bro. 15-2, man. Shit. Taking us all the way back to fucking 2010. You feel me? 2011. No, not 2011. 2010, especially 2010. 2016. Damn, man. 15-2, that would be crazy. Shout out to Miles. He said, yo, Papa Miles. He said, Pat's going all the way. Shit. Hey, the way how the AFC looks right now, and I'm going to tune in to RJ's comments also, what he also said. The way how the AFC looks right now, they might, bro. For real. They really might. RJ also mentioned Bills aren't looking great, and even though Lamar's back, he doesn't look fully healthy. No, that's a fact. Yeah, that hamstring's bugging him. And with the Bills' loss yesterday, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. They're in a little bit of a rut. It's not the end of the world for them, but yeah, now that don't look good. That don't look good. That was embarrassing. He said there's definitely a good chance we don't lose again. Yeah, no, literally there is. I really think that we really genuinely have a shot of not losing another game because that's how scary this team is. Real shit. He also said we should sweep the Jets. We should sweep the Jets. We should beat the Dolphins. Giants are banged up because they obviously, and also the Giants just fired their coach. Shout out to Brian DeBoll. Just got fired. And honestly, I feel the Bengals game might be a trap game. No, honestly, the Bengals game, yeah. The Bengals game might, because obviously with Joe Burrow being back or on his way to being back, and I know Miles knows that because he just picked him up in fantasy. That could be a game right there that, especially thinking about thinking about the Bengals loss last year in week 1, it left a sour taste in the Bengals' mouth because obviously that loss hurt them from making the playoffs. That was a bad loss in week 1. Now, they're going to look back on on that game in this matchup, and they're going to try to do everything in their power to really kick the shit out this team. And mind you, Drake May didn't play on that game. It was Jacoby Brissett that was the starter. A lot of guys that started in that game aren't on this team anymore. You feel me? So it's a new look Patriots team against a Bengals team who, adding back Joe Burrow and having the regular cast and the Chase Browns and fucking, Jamar Chase and C.D. Higgins, they're going to look to kick the shit out the Pats. So that might, that could very well be a trap game. Now, if Joe Burrow is still not playing, obviously it's Joe Flacco. And Joe Flacco's Joe Flacco. You feel me? You know what you're going to get out of Joe Flacco now on the team that he's on in this Bengals team. So, yeah, that's going to be an interesting game right there. And even the Ravens afterwards, that's going to, the last 7 games are going to be very interesting. There's winnable games, and there's games games that are trap games, and there's also games that it's going to be dogfights. So let's see what happens. Miles also said, fuck the Bills. They weren't always be our bitch. Hell yeah. Fuck them niggas. Fuck the Bills. No bullshit. I'm sorry, but I had to say it, Kash. No bullshit. He said, honestly, if I was RJ also mentioned, honestly, if I was the Bengals, I would just let Burrow rest. Nah, you might as well. I mean, Joe Flacco, he's capable of starting. You don't have to worry about Jake Browning anymore. So you have Joe Flacco. Yeah, I mean, if Joe Burrow's healthy enough, if he wants to go, let him go. But, I worry about him because the Pats defensive line and that Bengals offensive line is ass, and I should say the Bengals offensive line's ass and the Pats defensive line is, ooh, you feel me? You don't want Milton Williams, Barmore, Harold Landry, Caleb Chase and company smacking the shit out of him. I'll tell you that, because that would be tough. And the guy we already had turf toe last couple months, shit. You don't want another injury, Kaj, because that's fucked up, Kaj. I ain't gonna hold you. Shout out to everybody for tuning in, man. Shout out to everybody for tuning in. With that being said, let's get to these highlights. I'm about to pull them up right now, chat. I'm about to pull them up. You know what I'm saying? So the first highlight I want to pull up. I got to find it real quick. Got to find it, chat. Hold on, chat. Talk to me in the chat, though. Talk to me in the chat real quick. Say what's up. If you're just tuning in, say what's up. If you are watching on Twitch, say what's up. I'm live on Twitch too, chat. I'm live on Twitch. And for some reason, okay, word, I got it back. For some reason, shit ain't working right now. Shit is not working over here in terms of highlights. I should be able to find it. I should be able to find them. I got them right here on Twitter. It will let me show Twitter, chat. It will let me show Twitter. Unless my Wi-Fi is a little bit laggy. But let me see. Oh, actually, chat. Okay. I know exactly what I'm going to do. If it works. If not, we'll just move on. Because I'm sure y'all all saw the game yesterday. One more comment from RJ. Let me see if it works. If it's letting me. Okay, word. You're not making the playoffs at this point. Just let Burrow rest for it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't see the Bengals making it. It's just, Burrow going down early in the year like that. It just made it 10 times tougher. It did. So, all right, here we go, chat. Here we fucking go. Here we go. All it is right now is I just got to wait for shit to load up. No bullshit, but I got everything we need right here, chat. I really do. I just don't want this shit lagging on me. He said he wanted to play after Thanksgiving. Oh, actually, yeah. I mean, and that's Burrow for you. Shout out to Miles again. That's Burrow. Yeah. Now, literally, like, he's gonna be the competitive and go out there. But if it's worth it for him to go out there, he'll go out there. Now, if it ain't worth it for him to go out there, you feel me? He might as well, just sit his ass down and wait till next year. He's much healthier. And in that case, if you want to have him play next year, nigga, get a fucking offensive line. Because I tell you, that shit right there is not fucking helping nobody. He's just out there, he's risking his life every fucking week. You feel me? He's risking his life every fucking week. Every fucking week, the guy's risking his life. And it's just fucking pitiful. No cap. All right, here we go, Chad. Here we fucking go. All right. So the first one I want to start off with. Is fucking the Kyle Williams. There you go. Finally, Chad. All right, we're back, Chad. We here with it. Thank you, God. All right, now we're adding this to the stage. All right, word, Chad. All right, so all I got to do is wait for this to load up, which it will. Right about here, Chad. All right, word.
Not how you felt it coming here, Tony, but you called it. Here's the big play.
And actually, I'm going to pause it real quick, chat. I'm going to pause it. Hold on, because I want to actually fix this for y'all. Let me put this like that. Here we go. Word. All right, I got to make sure this plays quick because I don't want to get flagged. On fucking.
Not how you felt it coming here, Tony, but you called
First touchdown.
Here's the big play, 72 yards to the rookie from Washington State.
For Kyle Williams, 72 yards. Yeah, I'm telling you, he just broke,
I'm like, watch out, there, Tampa.
Untouched.
Once I get a beat on you, that means Josh McDaniels gets a beat on you, and I know what you're going to be in.
Not how you felt it coming here, Tony, but you called it. Here's the big play, 70.
Better quality right here. All right, Chad. Hold on, Chad. Hold on. I know it's not perfect. But I want the best
2
possible
yards
quality.
To the rookie from Washington State.
Oh, you just have seen enough football, and I'm like, watch out.
One last time, chat. One last time. I promise you, one last time. Because, again, the Wi-Fi is fucking with me. The Wi-Fi is fucking with me, chat. No bullshit. The Wi-Fi is fucking with me. I know. No cap. If it's still laggy, is it still laggy? It must be still laggy. All right, chat. Yeah, no, so it's my Wi-Fi.
How you felt it coming here, Tony, but you called it. Here's the big play, 72 yards
and then we can move
to the rookie from Washington State.
Oh, you just have seen enough football, and I'm like, watch out, Tampa.
Shout out to Kyle Williams, first touchdown. Great
that means Josh McDaniels gets a beat on you, and I know what you're going to be
not
in.
Really butcher, but
not how you felt it coming here, Tony, but
all right, chat. So that was the first touchdown. The second touchdown. Second touchdown by Stephon Diggs. Here we go. Right about here. Right about here. Please, for the love of God, let it play. Let it play, chat. Let it play. Let it play. Let it play.
Jump quickly.
Let's hear it.
Looking that way. Throws it. End zone.
Oh, hold on. I did y'all dirty, chat. I did y'all dirty. Shout out to Josh in the chat. What up, Josh? What up, Josh?
Jump quickly.
Looking that way,
Diggs.
throws it, end zone. Diggs, did he get the feet down? Yes, he did. Touchdown, New England.
And that's why, now that David Pomeroy, voice,
jump quickly.
Robert Kraft. But that's where you get a guy. That's why you get a guy like Stephon Diggs with toe tapping material like that. No cap. A better look right here. Oh. Hold on.
Tap.
Hold on. Better look right here, chat.
Diggs is having a game, and two.
Have a good day for you.
And how aggressive does he hold on?
Stephon Diggs, what a catch, man. That's
why gutsy decision throw.
That's why you pay guys like
what
that.
A catch. That's
play for your team. No bullshit. And also, he's very, he's showed that he's mature. No problems with him so far this year in terms of attitude or anything like that. Hey, man, that's a great signing, and it shows week after week. Now it's 3 touchdowns on the year.
First drives of the.
Now, before I play this, look at the fucking speed of this kid once he touches the ball. Once Travion Henderson touches
the first drives of the second half. Here's Henderson up ahead and taken off. He might not be caught inside the 20.
Hold on, chat. Y'all didn't even get to see it crazy. Hold on, because Twitter likes to do me greasy. Hold on, chat. Hold on. Let's let it sink real quick. I want the high def quality. No bullshit. And Josh, I see your questions in the comments. Trust me. After these highlights, I got you. After the highlights, I got you. You already know.
The first drives of the second half.
Travion Henderson.
Here's Henderson up ahead and take
right again.
Drives of the.
All right, should be good right here. So okay, boom. He's touching the ball.
Second half. Here's Henderson.
Right up
ahead
the middle
and take it off. He might not be caught inside the 20, the 10,
all the
and
way.
The rookie takes it home for the
man,
touchdown.
I haven't seen that in a minute from a
first drives of the second half.
Look at
Here's
that.
Henderson up ahead and take it off. He might not be caught inside the 20, the 10, and the rookie takes it home for the touchdown.
That's it. That's crazy, bro. That's fucking nuts. Man. Love the kid, man. And now, with the game on the line, chat, I know we have all these other highlights. I know. All these other highlights, I know. Last highlight of the night before we get to it. Before we get to the Celtics. I might still be on it with BC. I might not, because no bullshit, they'd be pissing me off. But let's just have this play.
They've ran it every time.
Okay, word. Hold on, chat. Okay, Voon, we finally got it to play. Let me make sure. Word, highest quality. I'm going to let it sink in for a second. Let everything sink in for a second, right? Word. Now, before we watch this highlight, if you didn't see it already from yesterday's game, you got Kyrus Tonga, in the backfield, right? I'm going to play this highlight multiple times. I'm going to play this clip multiple times. We know it's going to be Travion Henderson getting the ball here.
Then they've ran it every time, and they do it again.
They toss it.
Hit the run.
I didn't love it.
Henderson got away.
Love it.
He's got a chance to show off that speed. Henderson
9
breaks
yards.
the second one for a touchdown.
Looking at the sideline to see if he should go in or not, and sure enough, he did. Right?
Oh, my gosh.
Boom. Now, I'm going to play this highlight for you again, and I want you to watch Khyiris Tonga, because quite frankly, this play doesn't happen if Khyiris Tonga doesn't make this block.
Then they've ran it every time, and they do it again.
Here's the first level block right here, right? That, I believe, if I go back on it, that's Antoine Whitfield. That's all-pro safety, Antoine Whitfield. Okay, boom.
Do it again.
All right, boom. That's the first hit. But look what happens. So Khyiris Tonga blocks him, takes Antoine Whitfield. Obviously, he's driving him. He drives him into, I believe that might be, I want to say that's Anthony Nelson, the defensive end. But he drives him into Anthony Nelson, right?
They toss.
And then you have who else is that right there? I'm just looking. That's Tonga. Okay, so that's Tonga,
they toss.
right? He drives him into the defender, drives Antoine Winfield into the defender, along with Jared Wilson, and then boom, 3 more guys get taken out. 1, 2, 3, actually 4. And Yaya Diaby, that's 4. And Travion Henderson just
didn't love it.
Henderson got away.
4 guys.
He's got a chance to show off that speed. Henderson breaks the second one for a touchdown.
That right there. Now hold on, chat. Let me get back to full screen. That right there is how they won that game also on that play. Khyiris Tonga taking out Antoine Winfield at the start, driving him into the defensive end, and then taking out 3 more guys, including that defensive end. Khyiris Tonga, man. Shout out to fucking Khyiris Tonga, man. That was a great offseason pickup. He's done well on the defensive line, causing pressures, being a run stuffer. But him being utilized at fullback the last couple of weeks, man. It takes me back. It takes me back, chat, to this individual right here, Mr. Richard Seymour, the former All-Pro defensive tackle. And not just the All-Pro, former Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame defensive tackle, Richard Seymour. This is what Richard Seymour was doing. Just like what Khyiris Tonga did. Richard Seymour was doing it. Vince Wilfork was doing it. Mike Vrabel was more of a tight end, but I know at times he lined up in the backfield too. Guys like that, even Landon Roberts did it when James Devlin was hurt in 2019. You feel me? So Josh McDaniels continuously has a history of doing that. And it's paid off. No bullshit. Shout out. Great game yesterday. Let's see what happens Thursday night against the Jets. It might end up being a snooze fest. And not to say it's a snooze fest on the Pats part. It might be a snooze fest on the Jets part. It might be tough. I ain't gonna hold you, chat. Now, to get back into the chat, right? I know RJ also mentioned, the Bengals know what they need to do. I don't know who's up in free agency for O-line, but you got to sign guys. Exactly. Shout out to Josh. Like I mentioned, Josh, what up? How you doing, brother? Appreciate you tuning in. Hell yeah. He did ask, question, do you view Carlton Davis' play a bit concerning? Ooh, I had to take a breath real quick. And I'm glad you asked that, Josh, because this is what I'm going to be honest. Now, if you look at his play style, right, and how he's played, in terms of stats, yardage-wise, at one point he was only giving up 27 yards a game, right? He's given up 3 touchdowns this year, all in the red zone. He has a knack for getting penalties on him, whether it's holding or pass interferences, right? Mainly holdings. I'm a little concerned at Carlton Davis because, especially if you go back to week 1 and, the last play for the Raiders to win the game was throwing a ball to Geno Smith throwing a ball to Deontay Thornton and him getting caught over after he's not, him not looking at the receiver. I looked at that and I was like, shit, it might be. I don't know if Carlton Davis was the answer. Then his play picked up. You still see the penalties and whatnot. Okay. But truthfully, he's not a bust signing. He's not. But For the level of play, for the contract you gave him and the level of play that he's giving you, it's a little bit concerning. And it's mostly concerning when he's giving up. The main problem with him so far, especially giving up touchdown wise, is it's all been in the red zone. He has to be better. He has to be better. I don't know what it's going to take for him to be better. I guess it's continuing to work on his technique, continuing to work on his tackling, and also try to stay healthy because he does have injury concerns. But out of everybody on the defense, I would say he's the one that's kind of underwhelmed a bit. Now they are 8-2, and he's done some good things, but I would say he's done a little more negative things than he's done good things. I will say that. Yeah, for the contract that he got, I don't know. There's still a lot more football left, but for right now, yeah, it's a little bit concerning, Josh. He also said, RJ and Josh did say. He said, honestly, having Tonga play fullback is amazing. And no, I really do. I like that role for him. Defensive line and fullback, shit. They got to re-sign him. I like this kid a lot. And they signed him for pennies. So he should get a little nice contract. He's not going to definitely break the bank, but if you can give him like a 2 or 3 year deal, probably like 15-20 million, I wouldn't be mad at that. Tonga's been so underrated. The more I watch, the more I love him. So good at disrupting defenders to own line. No, exactly. No, he's a mauler. He really is. And you got him for the cheap from Arizona. I tell you, man, this kid is tough. And truthfully, a lot of the Samoan football players, like the Troy Polamalu's, the Kairos Tongas, the Puka Nakuas, those guys bring a different type of edge to them. They really do. You see the hard work and dedication that they put in to get into the NFL. No bullshit. Even with Jelani Tavai as well on the team, they're pretty tough. There's some tough kids. No cap. Tonga fullback run, a tight end over under. No bullshit. I can see him getting a touchdown run this year. I really can, Josh. They should give it him at the 1 yard line one of these days. No bullshit. RJ says I miss Devlin. No bullshit. I do too. Thank God Gonzalez is playing because he can't be the number one corner. No, he can't. No, he's better suited for a number 2. Yeah, the first few weeks there was some troubling shit with Carlton Davis. I'll tell you that. No cap. The Pats definitely need the CB death. Yes, they do. They should have got some at the deadline. No bullshit. Asante Samuel Jr. is back and he can visit teams. Hell, the Pats should give him a chance. No, they should. Honestly, give me I'm going to talk about that in a second. Hold on, because I see Josh's comment also. Spillane is my favorite defensive signing, not going to lie. I expected Williams to pop off with Barmore. No, exactly, yeah. Before I get into Asante Samuel, I know Spillane the first couple weeks, it was pretty quiet. He was still kind of getting accustomed to the defense, and he only had 6 tackles. But right now, I mean, he's almost up to 100 tackles, right? I'm telling you, Spillane has always been a guy that's been all over the field. He's on a better defense now where there's, you have, when healthy, you have Christian Ellis, you have Jack Gibbons right beside him. You have Jelani Tavai, who's played beside him. He can do a little bit of whatever. You have, the back end has played smoothly. The defensive line has played smoothly. So this is a guy in Robert Spillane that doesn't have to do everything that he's done the last couple of years in Las Vegas. Now he can actually play his position. He can man the field. He can stay in coverage to grab interceptions, which he's grabbed a couple this year. This is a guy that, hey, for the signing, this is along with him and Milton Williams, they hit on both of them. And Milton Williams, he only has 3.5 sacks. He's not going to be a guy that he probably won't be a guy that gets you 10 sacks, but he stuffs the run. He puts pressure, and when he's able to get a sack, he can. You know what I'm saying? But the money has been well spent so far in free agency. The money was well spent, and quite frankly, the veterans that they have now, it's paid a huge difference in 1 year. Now, going back to Asante Samuel, truthfully, and I kind of even mentioned this in the offseason, this past offseason, this is a guy that should get signed by New England. I don't give a fuck what his father what his dad thinks about this organization, thinks about fucking, Bill Belichick and whatnot, truthfully. But if I'm a guy that, like Mike Vrabel, that would take a chance on this kid and seeing the production that this kid already has brought in to the NFL from Florida State, I'd give him a contract. He's not going to necessarily be the starter. He's not going to be a starter right now, but he can be a number 3 corner, number 4 corner. Like, he can, and also you don't have to ease him in to play, 100% of the defensive snaps. You can sign him, let him get acclimated, and then use him for the playoff push. So I think, truthfully, they should be able to go after a guy like Asante Samuel Jr. His father has played a big part in 2 Super Bowls and winning 2 Super Bowls, and he also did cost us a Super Bowl. So, give it where you take it. But regardless, hey, I like the kid a lot. RJ also mentioned before I get to the Celtics, what would you do if you're Wolf heading in the free agency? Well, I would definitely try to target another receiver, possibly. I would also. That's a good question, honestly. I would also. Well, you know what? I would probably go receiver. I would add another defensive lineman, whether it's mostly at edge rusher. But I low key. That's really a good question. I probably would honestly go more receiver. Add another receiver. You know what I'm saying? That's probably what I would do, Josh. It's kind of, I would at least for that, I would probably want to lean. Let's see what happens by the end of the year. Like, evaluate the whole year. But, you have draft capital to draft guys. You do still have money. So maybe they could probably add another receiver, but I would, you could probably find get in, into a trade and whatnot. You feel me? I'm gonna read the comments and then we're gonna get into some Celtics before I get out of here. I don't give a fuck about BC today to really get into them. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I'll get into BC, but I'm not gonna go crazy on it. I'll do that for y'all, chat. He said, RJ said all of our defensive signings have been great. Williams and Barmore are a dangerous duo. Facts. You should give him a prove-it deal. And no, you should. You should. Because if he's anywhere near where he was before, that would be a deadly CB deal. No, facts. I tell you, Asante Samuel, he got hands. He can cover and he got hands. He just has to work on his technique, and I think the guys here can help him out with that. I really do. I think also, truthfully, he doesn't have to play meaningful snaps just yet. Ease him in. But the talent is there to add to the to the defensive back room. He said also right tackle too. Now, Morgan Moses has played fine, but his age, he's getting in age, up in age. So you could sign one, and they probably will, but I would probably end up drafting another one. Part of me says Debo, despite everything, he could be. Honestly, Debo would fit well. He would as a veteran. He would, because you can also use him as a gadget. He just has to stay healthy. I don't trust the Pats to draft the receiver. Not facts. I don't either. I don't either, bro. I really don't. But with that being said, let's get into some basketball real quick, chat. Let's get into some basketball before we cap it off. Right. He also. Oh, actually, let me switch this first, chat. Bingo. There we go. RJ also said, especially Gonzalez can help him out. Gonzo's really one of the best corners in the league. No, exactly. Yeah, Gonzo, the tutelage with him. Yeah, Gonzo will be able to help him out. That's a fact. Yeah, and again, Asante's still young, so, hey, shit, you can add. I would like to see him on this roster. But with that being said, chat, let's talk about these fucking Boston Celtics, man. Shout out to the Celtics. They ain't doing too bad. They're not, without Jason Tatum. It's growing pains for them, but they played 2 games this weekend, one on Friday night for an NBA Cup game and one on Sunday night for a regular game. We're going to start with the Friday night game, Kaj. As you can see, Friday night, 123-110 final. The Orlando Magic took down the Boston Celtics. Starting with the Celtics since they lost, I'm going to float quickly. Jaylen Brown, 32 points, 15 and 28 shooting, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Josh Minott, 12 points off 4-7 shooting, 8 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. Neemias Queta only had 5 points, but he managed to grab 8 rebounds. Derek White, 16 points on 7 of 16 shooting. He did have 2 rebounds, 10 assists, 3 steals, and a block, so he did have a double-double. Peyton Pritchard, 27 points on 8 of 16 shooting, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal, and he did pick up 2 quick fouls, so he was very hot in the second half. Anthony Simons only played 17 minutes. He had 11 points off 4-8 shooting, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. I wish Anthony Simons would have played more in this game. They took him out too early. No bullshit. They did. But, so that's for the losers. Obviously, the Celtics lost, so start with them. Now, for the Orlando Magic, 7 guys scored in double figures. The leading scorer was Franz Wagner. 27 points off 9 of 18 shooting, 50% shooting. 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and a block. Paul Banchero, 15 points off 4-10 shooting, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, and a block. Wendell Carter, 18 and 5. Desmond Bane finally started to look like Desmond Bane again. 22 points off of 8 of 15 shooting, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks. Jalen Suggs, 14 points. He's on a minutes restriction. 14 points on 5 of 8 shooting, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. And then Tristan Da Silva and Anthony Black off the bench. Da Silva with 11 points and Anthony Black, with 13 points. Silva added 2 rebounds. Black with 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, and a block. So he was all over the place. I tell you, man, you're not going to win a lot of games when guys, when you have, 7 guys scoring double figures and put up decent stats, in terms of doing everything else. So the Celtics did have a chance to win the game. They did. In the fourth quarter, they were up by 2. Josh Minott had the ball. It was late in the game. It was late in the fourth quarter, too. Josh Minott did have the ball, grabbed the rebound. Oop, yeah, that was my shit. My fault. I think my speaker turned off. My fault, chat. But he managed to turn the ball over at the, just getting towards half court. And then Orlando scored to tie the game, right? And then after that, Orlando went on a little run, and then the Celtics couldn't come back from it. So turnovers also play key. If that turnover didn't happen, quite frankly, I don't think the Celtics would have lost this game. No bullshit. That changed the game. No cap. But they took the L. That was for Friday night. You feel me? But now for I almost said Saturday. Sunday night basketball. It wasn't really Sunday. It was more Sunday evening. But it was after the Pats game. 111-107 final last night. The Celtics redeemed themselves and got a win. They really did. I'm happy they did. Ooh, before I get into the stats, I just had to make sure everything was smooth on YouTube. If you're tuning in on YouTube, I appreciate you. If you're tuning in on Twitch, appreciate you too. Tune the fuck in. We're about to start getting crazy on both. And follow me on Twitch if you haven't already. Jaylen Brown, 27 points, 10 to 24. Excuse me, chat. Nope, forget I just said that. We're going to start with the losers. We got to start with the losers, chat. All right, so 5 guys scored in double figures for the Orlando Magic, chat. Franz Wagner, 20 points off 5 of 17 shooting, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Paolo Banchero, 28 points, 9 of 16 shooting, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Wendell Carter had 12 and 4. Desmond Bane only had 9 points. He struggled so far this year. He had a nice game on Friday night, but yeah, I tell you, he got to find a way for this team. Honestly, if Desmond Bane starts to heat up, this team is going to go a lot farther. 9 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Jalen Suggs played. I believe he's not on a minutes restriction anymore. Starting with this game, 20 points, 6 of 8 shooting, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. Tristan Da Silva, 12 points off the bench to go along with 5 rebounds. So there you go, right there for the Magic. For the Celtics, though, like we already mentioned, but I'm gonna mention them again. Jaylen Brown, 27 points off 10 to 24 shooting, 5 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and a block. Josh Minott had no points and only 2 rebounds, an assist, and a steal, so didn't get on the scores in the scoring column last night. Neemias Queta, 8.6 rebounds and a block. Derek White, 21 points off 7 to 18 shooting, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. Payne Pritchard had a tough shooting night. He actually had 5, 5, and 5. 5 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Luka Garza stepped up off the bench, 16 points off 7 to 8 shooting, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Luka Garza has played well so far. He has. He really has. So he just has to continue finding the consistency with himself. But the big story off the bench was Anthony Simons. 25 points off 8 of 13 shooting, 1 rebound and 3 assists. But this guy, Anthony Simons, was looking just like Damian Lillard, his what's it called? His mentor, Damian Lillard, I should say. He looked nice yesterday. I still believe, and I know Amari Scott says the same thing. Shout out to Amari Scott, Bay State Media, everybody over there. I know he says Anthony Simons should start. I believe it too. I think Anthony Simons should be a starter. Peyton Pritchard, I like him starting, don't get me wrong, but I think he's better suited to come off the bench because he's more of the spark plug. He's a do-it-all type of guy that can get you some points, rebounds, and assists. He play a little bit defense. The defense ain't crazy, but he's more of a hard-nosed type of guy. He is. And I like how he plays off the bench. So, it's still early in the year, but regardless, hey, he should be starting. And I know RJ said it too. Simmons should be starting. No bullshit. He should. He really should. But that caps off the Celtics for right now. I'll share this tab right here just to show y'all. The next game for the Celtics is on Tuesday night. They go back to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. They play a back-to-back. So they play at Philly on Tuesday night, and they come back home and play the Memphis Grizzlies on Wednesday night. So let's see what happens the rest of the week for the Celtics. Let's see. Real quick, chat. Real quick. I know I wasn't going to say, but I might as well. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen, and then we're going to get the fuck up out of here. No bullshit. This is about that time. And also, I gotta catch the end of the I think I lost. Did I lose? Hold on. Okay, I think I'm still here. My fault, Chad. I thought I lost connection. Okay, bet. If y'all can still see it, I'm gonna pause real quick. If y'all can still see my screen, hold on, Chad. I'm gonna pause real quick. All right, word. My fault, Chad. I know you heard the speaker. No, I just had to make sure real quick. All right. Yeah. I was streaming. Okay, no, we should be fine now. All right, so I'm gonna share this screen real quick, chat. This is the last thing we're gonna talk about tonight before we get up out of here, so I can finish watching this Monday night game. And by the way, chat, the Eagles. Let me just make sure the Eagles are still winning 3-0. It's a snooze fest so far, like RJ said earlier. Fourth quarter just started. Let's see what happens. But anywho, right? All right, now we're good. So BC football, if you see on my screen right now, BC football took another fucking L. No facts, RJ. I just peed. I'm not missing much. I figured. Yeah, I figured I wasn't missing much. Now, as you can see on the screen, BC took another ass whooping to SMU, 45-13. Sorry, I know my hat hit the mic. 45-13 at Chestnut Hill, at Alumni Stadium, Saturday afternoon. Yeah, I'm telling you, BC's had a tough year. They've lost 9 straight games, and quite frankly, it's a lost year for them. They're not going anywhere. Yeah, SMU is now 7-3. Kevin Jennings, their starting quarterback, three touchdowns. TJ Harden, their starting running back, 130 yards rushing, and Yamir Knight with 162 yards receiving and a touchdown. And then you have Kevin Jennings is going to be a draft pick, is going to be an NFL draft prospect. He is already a draft prospect. He probably will end up getting drafted next year. I don't know if he's going to be high, but a team will end up taking a chance on him. He can, he's mobile. He has an arm, so he's a good young player. Dylan Lonergan was back as a starter. He went 25-37, 232 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Not much help with Jaden Skeet being out. So, Turbo Richard, the offensive line isn't that great this year. 15 carries for 49 yards. Lewis Bond, nine catches for 94 yards, all-time leading reception all-time leading receiver in terms of receptions at BC now. Also to look, Jordan McDonald did catch freaking Dylan Lonergan's touchdown, but also Shaker Rising and Grayson James did get time as well. So yeah, there you go. So that's about it for BC. Again, my rant, I'm not going to really go crazy on a rant today, but yeah. And I know y'all see it right here. Yeah, Simon should be starting now. We already know. That's a fact, RJ. But yeah, chat. Yeah, I don't know about BC, but what I do know is the men that rock this helmet with this logo. And by the way, chat, I did get a cut. I got to fix my hair because I know it's a little fucked. The men rocking this logo, chat. I look like a nigga in backyard football, chat, but I tell you, you see me. Them Patriots are, hey, all I got to say is they're surprising people now. There's 7 games left. They're going to surprise some more people. But I tell you, let's go! Let's go Patriots, nigga. Hell yeah. I'm excited for Thursday night. Hopefully they get it done. They should get it done. The Jets are ass. Celtics, hey, let's see what happens tomorrow, Wednesday night, especially tomorrow night. Let's see if they can get it done. BC's been ass all year, like RJ said. I tell you, man, truthfully, it's a good time to be a Pats fan. The Celtics, they're still doing their thing. It's not the end of the world for them. It's a new team. They're still doing their shit. I know we don't talk about the Bruins much, but the Bruins have won 6 straight. Shout out to the Bruins. And let's see what the Red Sox do in the offseason. I'll tell you that. But with that being said, Chad, I'm going to take off this helmet. And then I'm going to get the fuck back upstairs, right? I'm going to get back upstairs, and let's continue. I'm going to continue watching this Monday Night Football game and see what happens. No bullshit. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. on YouTube and on Twitch. I'm gonna start being on Twitch more. So if you have Twitch and are tuning on YouTube, I'm gonna stream from both. You already know. Go on Twitch and follow me on Twitch. Just search up WTHHS617 on Twitch. Just do that, and I will pop up. No bullshit. So just do that for a nigga. No cap. I love the support so far on YouTube. Get me lit on Twitch. I'm gonna be streaming from both, like I am right now. I'm live on YouTube and I'm live on Twitch. So just get me right, chat. So if you're tuning in on both, shoot me a follow. If you're not already subscribed to the YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube. Like this video up. Subscribe. Do all that. I also post shorts. Show love to the shorts as well, especially around Boston sports and also a bunch of dumb shit. I know it's on low battery. My fault. I know. So don't pay attention to my shit. But with that being said, chat, this has been another edition of What the Hell's Happening Sports. It's your boy, the one and only NERO. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Everybody who stuck with me for an hour. Thank you. We'll see what happens tomorrow with the Celtics. And quite frankly, let's see what happens for the rest of this Monday Night Football game. It's a fucking snooze fest. But hell yeah, chat. I'm going to catch y'all very soon. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Peace. And I love y'all. Shout out to Josh. Shout out to Miles. And shout out to my guy, RJ. Shout out to the Bay State Media. You already know the vibes. Love y'all.